Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Oh Mother, hold our hand, take us across from unreal to real, from darkness of ignorance to the wisdom of light, of knowingness, of realization, and from death to immortality. Peace, peace, peace. We've been talking greatly about Ashtabakra. We talked about that in this world, our five senses are continuously walloping down, really gobbling the world and throwing the world with our five senses. Senses are going out, getting the world and bombarding through the senses, eyes, ears, nose, and putting in the things to see, the things to eat, the things to taste, the things to smell, things to touch and hold on to, and bombarding the mind. And the mind, his poor mind is getting totally bombarded, and the poor mind is now absolutely different. It's something that you just can't control, like a wild elephant. And the wild elephant, if a mouth is trying to control it and make it go towards the left, towards maybe the temple, the elephant wants to go to the right, that is the mind, to maybe the banana orchard and eat bananas there. So what do? Training the elephant. And soon enough, once the elephant is trained, slightest pressure of the mouth sitting on top will make the elephant go. Why? Training. What is training? Basically, training is repetition. So this mind, which is bombarded by the senses, they're eating up the world, the universe, and throwing it at us. We talked about, as you and I are born, the universe is born for you. Universe was there for others, but you don't know. You were just born into this world as a baby. As you're born into this world, the world is also born to you. You and I are born with the universe with us. And so your universe is your universe. You see what you're talking, everybody's universe, everybody's planet, no. And if you look carefully, the moment you become unconscious, the moment you are in coma, your universe vanishes, you can't see. And if I am dead, my universe is gone. And in this time, understand, during this, whatever I like, my mind likes, my senses like, my desires, my pleasures like, I like to hold on to it. I don't like to let it go. And if I don't like something, I like to get rid of it, like to throw it away. But notice, that I which I'm talking about is the understanding today, and we'll take it up towards realizations of God, towards seeing God. Why can't I see God? Today and Sunday we will continue with this discussion. That this I is not this mind and not the body. The universe is born, so is my body is born, and my mind is born. I am growing up in this universe. Universe is changing with me. How? I learn more, I have more skills and more abilities, my body grow up, I become tall and beautiful or handsome and muscular, I have more abilities, universe is changing. My universe makes different meaning to me. Think about it. Different meaning. As a baby, the universe is what? Just wear and milk. Think of it. So the universe is born with you, and in this time, whatever I'm liking, I like to grab hold of it. Notice, A baby doesn't grab hold of anything. It's an eternal truth. Supposing mother alone is with a baby. Okay? Just think of the situation. Mother goes for a bath. The mother leaves the baby, maybe 2-year-old baby, playing with the toys, and mother goes for a quick bath. She doesn't take the baby to the toilet, and she leaves the baby, maybe keeps the door open, and taking a shower. A thief comes. Okay? And as the thief comes and sees the gold jewelry which the mother has left next to the baby is lying there right in front of him. And even if you're not a thief, a normal person, neighbor or a servant or something comes and she sees it, what will happen? She'll get tempted, desire will come in, she'll catch it and run away from there. Look at is the baby complaining? Does the baby start crying? Mama, come here, thief, thief, to the baby, because babies that likes and dislikes, that awareness of this is thief and this is a good person has not come in. So as the baby is growing with the body, mind, intellect and skill, the world is also changing. Isn't it? Now, we understood that we never get rid of ourselves. What we don't like, we get rid of it. What we like, we try to hold on to it. Have you realized? We never try to get rid of ourselves. You say, no, we do when we commit suicide. Think of it. Not so. Let's say I want to commit suicide. Why? Because I got a big loan, crores of rupees, I had taken, borrowed the money and I can't pay it back. Now, situation is very bad. So, I want to kill myself. But supposing there is this Mr. Gentleman A comes in and said, why are you so sad and down? Oh, this is your problem. And supposing I happen to tell him this is the problem. He said, no problem, I'll give you the money. You pay up those guys. You pay it to me. I know you're a good guy. You're a capable person. You will earn it back. You'll give it back to me. After that, he said, oh, 1 second. You wanted to commit suicide, no? After I give you the money, you pay it back, you will commit suicide? You say, no. Will you say, no, I'll commit suicide? No. Supposing a girl or a boy has ditched you and you're the girl or a boy or a girl, the opposite, in love. And Robbin Ghosh says, don't worry, I'll get you that girl. Don't commit suicide. And the girl is given to you and you get married. Will you say, no, I have to commit suicide? No. So committing suicide or getting rid of yourself only because of an external cause which is creating it. Now, understand something I like, I dislike. Air-conditioned room in this heat, I like it. I like to hold on to it. I don't want to switch off and sit in the heat and keep on sweating away. Now, in this, there is one beautiful story of Guru Nanak Ji. Guru Nanak Ji used to go around that time, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, they were all one. And he was going towards Lahore. And in Pakistan, current Pakistan occupied area. And one gentleman who, rich guy, listened to him and he said, sir, please come and put your foot in my house and let me take care of you for one night. You have to sleep somewhere. Come and stay with me. The Guru Nanak Ji said, okay, he went there. And as he was going, he found the gentleman's house on top. There are lots of flags. Big one, small one, middle-sized one, and very big one. The Guru Nanak Ji asked him, what are those flags? He said, oh sir, Gurudev, those flags are, when I made those days 10,000 rupees, I put that big flag. When I made more, 20,000, I made that bigger flag. And when I made 1 lakh rupees, I made that bigger flag. Those days, 10,000 rupees, just imagine. You know, for, you'll be shocked, I myself, I'm talking about, and not very many days ago, I'm talking about 1972, 71. I could fill up a 65-liter Vauxhall car. That was a car which I had bought for just, you would be shocked, can't believe, 25 paisa. And when that went to 30 paisa petrol cost, and we started saying, my God, how the price is increasing, how are we going to handle? And then it went to slowly to 50 paisa and 75 paisa. And look at it today, I think it is 110 or 12 rupees, isn't it? For 1 liter of petrol. So the world is changing continuously as per our perspective. That money, those days of Guru Nanak Ji, that devotee, was lots of money. Guru Nanak Ji didn't say anything. Next day, as he was leaving, this gentleman kindly took care of him, was very nice, very respectful, and Shraddha was there. He asked Guru Nanak Ji, give me something so that when I die, I will carry it with me, and you will see me in heaven and take me to heaven. You will recognize me by that needle. So Guru Nanak Ji said, give me something. He said, give me something. So he gave him one needle. He said, you take this needle and go. Keep it with you. Theek se rakh lena. So Guru Nanak Ji left, they did pranam, and he came and gave it to his wife and said, Theek tera rakh le. When I die, you give it to me. She very say, Hanji, and she was a pretty smart lady. She came and said, Dekho ji, when you die, how will you carry this needle? How are you going to carry it? He said, why? And then he thought and thought. He said, you're right. So he went running and caught with Guru Nanak Ji. Must be 2-3 kilometers ahead. And he said, Gurudev, you cheated me. I can't carry this. So Guru Nanak Ji, with a divine smile, he said, what are those flags? What are you acquiring? And this is the topic today. Our desires, our greed, we are just acquiring the wealth. And Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 6,000 years ago has written down one little sloka on this. We shall talk about it. World is throwing at you to say, oh, Thursday, Sunday, what Vedanta? It puts me off to sleep. Who wants to go down there? This is called titiksha. Something within you tells you that it's like I crave for chocolate. I have a cupboard full of chocolate. I buy them. Once I buy them, you will see very soon you don't feel like craving for the chocolate anymore. You crave for ice cream. You know, in Switzerland, there was one shop we had seen. There were ice cream shop and 3 cups. This big, and this big. This big cup had a name. I like it. The second one cup, I must have it. The bigger one. And the bigger one, he said, I got to have it. Different names for the different cups. It's like that. Bigger and bigger world. We are just craving and growing. Something tells you when you eat a lot of ice cream, you don't feel like eating anymore. There are no cravings anymore. It doesn't mean keep on desiring and craving for whatever pleasures and it will keep on going away. It doesn't. But for a while it does. But the cravings and desire is like fire. You're trying to put ghee. It will never get down, put off. It will roar. So here, titiksha is something for inner purity, something from within. It awakens, and the mental trouble, the physical troubles, you say, no, I have to go to Vedanta class. It does something to me. And same thing is given by a great rishi. Name is not there in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, the biggest, fattest Upanishad, towards the end. And it goes ahead and tells the mantra. It reads like, Atma chi bijaniyat ayamashmita purushaha kimichan kasya kamaya shariram anusanjare. What it means? This is the essence of Vedanta. Atmanam chi bijanayat. Ayamashmiti Purushaha. When I realize that I am this universe, the universe and me, we are not separate, we are born together. I am the universe and I have the universe. You say, come on, how can it be? I don't feel it. I feel this body and mind. And this is what the point is. And he goes on to say, Kimichayan Kashakamaya. For who? For who are you earning and grabbing this world with your senses? Shariram Anushanjare. For whose sake? Atma che bijanayat. Ayamashmiti Purushaha. When a person understands, I am that consciousness, that light, it knows that light does not get attached to anything. Body and mind does, but I'm not the body and the mind. And we've been dwelling on it so many talks that how we are not the body and the mind. The body is continuously changing from babyhood, but I am remaining. Have you realized? You have 100 people in this room. Everybody calls himself I. Have you realized this? The biggest I. Nobody said that calls him as you. You is you, separate from this body and the mind. I am the body and the mind. Everybody says I. And in this, desiring what? And for whose satisfaction? For whose pleasures will such an enlightened person suffer along with the body and the mind? Because the body and the mind is nothing else but suffering and suffering and suffering. Buddhadev, and even before him, Mahavir Jain, and before them, thousands of years ago, Buddha was about 2,500 years ago, little before, but Mahavir Jain said, Shanikam, Shanikam, Shanikam. What it means? This world, this body, is just temporary. Duksham, duksham, duksham. It's only suffering. He goes on to say, Buddhadev, groovy guy, no? What realization? He said, Shunyam, Shunyam, Shunyam. It's nothing. Silence and zero. But then he goes on to say, hey, but there is another world. I'll show you a way. You will go beyond it, beyond that mind. Train that mind. What is training the mind? Repetition. Same time, sitting for meditation, practicing those purity of truth, purity of body and the mind, not being harmful to the people, taking care to the karma yoga, and the world will turn itself. And then you suddenly realize, remember we talked about that you plant, see the vision, you see it yourself, whatever you want. And most importantly, want for other people. And when you want for other people, you want knowledge, give it to other people. The moment you give it to other people, jnanam danina vardate. Just like that, it increases knowledge because you give knowledge. Just like that. If you give knowledge, Mother Teresa, Jesus Christ, Paramahansa, Vivekananda, just imagine, Ramana Maharshi, Paramahansa Yogananda, give love to everybody. Love from the people comes showering upon you. The world is shaken. It's so beautiful to see this book. Philip Goldberg, an American, is writing, and the first time is on Paramahansa Yogananda. And he's writing this book, and when he's writing, it's something beautiful he's writing, that everybody asked him, why do you need to write an autobiography on Paramahansa Yogananda when autobiography of yogi is already there? But Philip Goldberg, he has also written the American Veda, and in which he talks about, I have shared with you, two things. He said the whole America today is just because Schopenhauer from German, or whether Byron, or the famous poets, everybody, or David Chalmers, or Tony Nee, on NetBlock, they're all talking about today is one guru who came to America in 1891 and 1893, 11th September, and changed the American scenario, American Veda, mindfulness meditation, yoga, brought in by Swami Vivekananda. 20 years later, Paramahansa Yogananda. And that mindfulness meditation, you remember, dear devotees, I talked to you about, this is the famous book, John Yates, Mindfulness Meditation. The very powerful condensed book. I've got it and we are going to all share it with you. It's very lovely, very intense and very powerful. $1 billion industry today in the world. And here we'll deal with it in detail. But this spiritual journey in which you begin to realize that through another beautiful story, and it's a Vedantic story. And Shankaracharya on this stotra from Brihadaranyaka is written, but not so much. But in Panchadashi, Vidyaranya has written 210 slokas in the 7th chapter. 210 sloka in the 7th chapter of Panchadashi. Only about this. And what was that? I told you, Atman che vijanayan, ayam ashmeti purushahat. And it goes on to say, Kasya kamaya sariram anusanjari. For whose sake am I doing all this? For whose pleasure am I doing all this? In which there are 4 steps toward this, but I want to take you onto a small story and you reflect on it, and we'll discuss a little more in detail on Sunday. Okay? And then we'll do meditation to realize this. Shravanam, we listen, we read. Mananam, we think, we ask questions. Do remember to have questions and ask. It's very important for your own realization and for everybody else. They will also learn beautifully from them. And then go ahead and meditate to make it reality. So this ignorance, avarana, veiling, 10 men story, crossing a river, going off to the other side to a temple. As they crossed, those days, river was not very deep, it was just little chin deep. He goes ahead, but fast river. Somehow they crossed to the other side, and as they were drying up their clothes, and one of the gentlemen said, before we start, let's count. I hope everybody is here. And he counts. Story. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He said, no. Can't be. We were 10. He again counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He said, oh my God. Somebody said, no. You're making a mistake. It cannot be. Let me count. You don't know how to count. Here's the counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. I've told you all this story before. And this story is called the Dashama Tvamasi. You are that. So what is happening? Basically, they're all counting everybody, but they're not counting themselves. Why? This is the spiritual journey. You never realize that consciousness, that world is within you, and you can change it by following this very simple principle. Through the meditation, through the visualization, see it and look at it, make it realize, make it crystallize. And the world would change to the way exactly, create the world. You have a right. You have a right to change your world. And that Aladdin's magic wonderland, that wish tree is none other than you, within you. And this is the message. So, what happens? They started, first is ignorance, they were counting 9, they were forgetting to count themselves. And then come Vikshepa. They start to suffer and sorrow and cried, oh my God, our 10th friend is dead. God knows how much suffering he had while drowning. And from the Vikshepa, they go on to the understanding that this 10th person is hidden because of avarana. Maya, which is projecting this world, of this earth and the world, is as per Prakriti and Purusha, as per Sankhya philosophy, is projecting to you. It has got two power. The rope looks like a snake. Rope doesn't become a snake. It appears as snake. The water appears as wave. But the waves and the ocean is nothing but the water. The snake is nothing but the rope. So, actually we are 10, but it appears as 9. Why? Because of the avarana, veiling, Maya. Ignorance to Maya, and then Vikshepa, suffering. Oh, my friend is dead. And a wise man comes, the 4th state called Paroksha Jnana. He comes, a wise man, and he takes the picture, everybody howling, oh, our 10th friend. He says, what happened? And you could see immediately there are, all 10 of them are there. He said, our 10th friend is down. This is like the Guru. Guru comes in. And this is like we are suffering in our samsara. No money, can't pay back, I've taken loan. Or my partner is deceiving me, cheating me, my friend is cheating me, my husband, wife doesn't take care of me, doesn't love me, my children don't take care of me. These are the suffering in the samsara, Vikshepa. And now, Guru comes in, teacher comes in. He says, no, don't cry, stop crying. I'll show you, your 10th man is there. He's there? Where is he? He said, he's there, I'll show it to you. You stop crying. What does the Guru say? Hey, stop suffering. The world is beautiful, the world is joyful. Come on, I'll show it to you. So in the Vedanta, unlike in the theistic religion, where the Guru says, the book says, listen, you trust in God, do the right thing, do the worship, and you will see God, you will attain happiness. When you die, you go to heaven. Vedanta said, if it is true, why can't I see God right now? And this is what the topic is. If God really exists, this is what we are going to take on. Earlier we had talked about if God really exists, why do we suffer? And today is understanding that how to understand the spiritual journey with simple story. So now the Guru said, count again. They said, we have counted. He said, please count again. So he counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Guru holds his hand and he says, 10. Dasamatvasi. You are the 10th. And he said, oh, I am the 10th. This is Ajnana. Ajnana to Avarana to Vikshepa. And suddenly Paroksha Jnana, Paroksha from the outside, somebody else tells him. And he said, let me count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10th man is here. And then he is Duksha Nivritti. He attains first Paroksha Jnana to Aparoksha Jnana. He realizes it himself. And then it is end of suffering. Hey champion, my message to all of you is face the world like that. And you suddenly see a Duksha Nivritti, Ananda Prapti. Everybody says, let me also count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I am the 10th man. Beautiful story. Famous Vedantic. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad and Vidyaranya is talking about this story. We shall talk more in detail. You are the person to remove that suffering from you. And as you start to do it, visualize it yourself. The end in line. I'm going to Mumbai. I don't keep saying, I'm going to Mumbai, I'm going to Mumbai, I'm going to Mumbai. I don't say it when I'm driving, no. But you know, I'm going to Taj, Land's End. My friends are waiting for a lunch with me, or business meeting. Isn't it? You visualize it, you know it. Just like that. Know your future. You know what? There are two news. I keep talking to you. Good news is the power is within you with the thoughts, with the words that you speak. Visualize what you want to see, touch, feel, taste, and enjoy. And the bad news is that we use that power of the words and the thoughts and visualization in the negative way. And we say, oh, I understand, but what if I get a tire burst? And if I don't get somebody to repair my tire, and how am I going to get it? But if I can get it, then why didn't everybody get it? That is the bad news. Reflect, do some reading. We'll have some great time on the coming Sunday. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May the Divine Mother fulfill all your wishes, remove all your sufferings, and cover you with the protection that you require, just being the follower of the wisdom of the spiritual life, follower of the supreme Vedanta, and Sarvaduksham Nasti. All suffering will end just by knowing wisdom, following Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Jai Guru.